Hi folks, thanks for tuning in to Outdoors on the Air. Recently, a representative from a Chinese company named Retivis reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing their Ailunce HD1 handheld transceiver. After doing some research and seeing that there were many positive reviews from other users of this transceiver, I agreed. In this video, we'll take a look at the Ailunce HD1. The first thing I want to clarify is the correct pronunciation of the brand name. It's Ailunce. Just pretend the capital A is silent. I have owned many different amateur radio handy-talkies over the years, and I have a clear idea of which features are important to me. The last one I owned was a Yaesu FT60R. I'm a big fan of that radio as it was durable, performed well, and had decent battery life. I ended up selling it as my interests in the ham radio hobby changed and my focus shifted to 100% HF operation. At the time, I didn't see the need to have a VHF UHF handheld, but now that I have the HD1 in hand, I am reconsidering my earlier choice. I'm thinking about just how useful it could be to have an HT while operating HF portable. The ability to keep in touch with colleagues and access weather radio broadcasts could certainly be useful, particularly in areas where cell phone coverage is not good. So bear with me while I dive back into the world of VHF-UHF handheld operation and give you my first impressions of the HD1. Let's take a look at how much it costs and what is included. It comes in the mid-range of the HT market in terms of price. The HD1 is currently selling for $189 US. For an extra $10, you can get a built-in GPS. The price includes a 2-year manufacturer's warranty on the transceiver and 6 months on the accessories. Included in the box is a wrist strap, a belt clip, a programming cable, a desktop slow charger, plus the owner's manual. The HD1 is dual band, covering both 2 meters and 70 centimeters. The receive range is 136 to 174 megahertz and 400 megahertz to 480 megahertz. As a bonus, it also receives the FM broadcast band by virtue of its capability to tune from 76 megahertz to 107.95 megahertz in receive mode only, of course. This is very nice as it could give access to weather reports via FM broadcast radio when there is no local VHF weather radio station. Full FM analog capability with CTCSS and DCS means you can use it on all your favorite local repeaters and simplex channels. But wait, before you start thinking this is just a garden variety FM dual band HT, let me assure you it's not. The HD1 is also a true DMR transceiver. For those unfamiliar, DMR stands for Digital Mobile Radio. It is compatible with Motorola Tier 1 and Tier 2 standards. The HD1 will connect to other amateur radios and repeaters that are capable of DMR communication adhering to the Motorola standards. While there is a good selection of DMR HTs on the market, what makes the Ailunce HD1 stand out from the crowd is that it was designed specifically for the amateur radio market. Unlike most other DMR handheld transceivers, DMR channels can be programmed in from the keypad on the HT. Other DMR HTs require the user to connect the rig to a computer and download the channel information from the PC. The ability to program in DMR repeater information without the need for a computer is a great convenience. At this point, I need to mention my intent with this video is as an overview of the HD1 as an accessory for portable HF operations. I won't be delving into the specifics of DMR operation. Other YouTubers have done a really nice job of showing off DMR-specific features and HD1 programming tips and tricks. I'll leave links to some of those videos in my description below. Let's take a look at the physical characteristics of the HD1. This rig is IP67 waterproof, and as such can be submerged in up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes without damage. You don't have to worry about getting caught in the rain with the HD1. As you can see, this is not a small transceiver. For the record, I am not a fan of tiny handhelds, so the larger size really appeals to me. The HD1 is physically solid. There is no cheap flexing plastic on the case. It's apparent that the HD1 will withstand some abuse. Further to this point, I've left a link to a video in the description that is a testimonial from another YouTuber. In the video, he describes a serious fall his HD1 took onto a hard concrete surface. The HD1 survived intact. Please check out that video. It's very compelling. On the topic of surviving abuse, there is no optional soft case available for the HD1. I'm personally disappointed by this, as I like having a soft case to protect the radio from scratches, either while in use or for when it's thrown into a go bag. Perhaps Retevis can consider adding one to the accessory lineup. At the top of the unit, you will see the male SMA antenna connection. Next up is a rotary switch for channel selection and menu navigation, and the combination power switch AF gain control. The channel selector knob and the AF gain control are remarkable in their rigidity. They are not lightweight and fragile. These are strong and have a positive feel. It truly feels like they are built to last a long time. Well done, Retevis. On the left side of the unit is the push-to-talk button and 2 user-programmable keys. On the other side there is a sealed cover which gives access to the programming port and a speaker mic jack. To their credit, Retevis supplies a programming cable at no extra charge with the HD1. Note, the programming software is a free download from the Retevis site. At this time, the software is only available in a Windows version. The next notable feature is not one you will see listed on a spec sheet, but it's an important one to me. Several years ago, I walked into a ham radio store with the intent to purchase a handheld. I had 5 or 6 different models out of their boxes on the counter to compare. Only one of them stood upright on the counter, while the others had case designs that would not permit that. I bought the one that stood upright. While that might not be a valuable feature for you, I like a radio that will stand by itself on a desk, keeping the antenna up where it will do the most good, and providing a good sight line to the display so you can see what frequency is active if you are scanning. The HD1 stands upright on its own, no need to lean it against something. Thank you, Retevis. It's long been a pet peeve of mine that in this day and age of advanced computer technology, our ham transceivers often only have a puny amount of memory channels. Having 200 memory channels is not uncommon in HTs, which at first glance seems plenty. What I have always done with my HTs is program in all the 2 meter and 70 centimeter repeater and simplex channels, along with marine band channels and VHF weather channels. If you try this on an HT with only 200 channels, you'll run out of slots very quickly. I mention this since the HD1 has a massive 3,000 channel capacity. I'll never run out of memory channels on this unit. Congratulations, Ailunce. You've just got a big thumbs up from me on that feature. Next up on the feature list is the battery capacity. Many hams are accustomed to the concept of buying additional battery packs when they acquire a new handheld due to the limited lifespan of typical stock batteries. I suspect this will not be as much of an issue with the HD1, as this unit comes with a lithium-ion battery that has an enormous 3200 mAh capacity. Despite this, an extra HD1 battery is only $15 US. It's always a good idea to have a fully charged spare battery on hand. If you are planning to order an HD1, I would suggest you purchase an extra battery at the same time. This is the first HT I've owned that comes with a desk charger as standard equipment. The charger is compact with a bright LED to indicate charge status. A well-depleted battery will recharge in about 7 hours. The charger itself is a bit lightweight, but since typically the charger remains on the desk, I don't consider this to be an issue. A very positive note about the charger is that it will charge a spare battery without the need to have it attached to the radio. One of the reasons the HD1 has such a large capacity battery is its rated maximum output power of 10 watts on VHF and 8 watts on UHF. According to the manual, the mid-range power on the HD1 is 3.5 watts on both VHF and UHF. This contradicts the information found on the Retevis website, which lists output power of 5 watts as the mid-range selection. I don't have a VHF-UHF watt meter, so I could not test the output on this unit. If you happen to know the actual mid-range power out, please leave a comment below. Low power on both bands is 1 watt. While some will be very impressed with the high power output, I can tell you I'll never use the rig on the 10 watt setting. In my estimation, that's a personal safety issue. It's just too much RF, too close to the body. Retevis has shown an openness to modify specifications where possible to meet demands of the amateur market. In light of this, I would like to suggest the maximum power be decreased to 5 watts. But if you do this, Retevis, please don't reduce the battery capacity, which in my estimation is a killer feature. When you are out of doors in potentially noisy environments, you want a radio that has loud, clear audio. The Ailunce HD1 delivers this in spades. Check this out.
Jeudi, nuageux avec 40% de probabilité d'averse.
It's incredibly loud. It's really blasting throughout the neighborhood here.
Pour vendredi, nuageux.
That's a big thumbs up in my book. Now let's spend a minute focusing on the display. When the backlight is on, the display is legible. Unlike LCD displays on many other HTs, when the backlight is off, the HD1 display goes completely black. As a test, yesterday I kept the backlight on constantly while I worked around the house. I need to point out that I was only listening, not transmitting during that time. After about 7 hours, a fully charged battery dropped to 75% of full charge on the battery meter. So if you really need to see the display at all times and won't be doing much transmitting, leaving the backlight on constantly is an option. Now I'd like to point out that today has been a very rare sunny day in my area. I've had the Ailunce HD1 out many times in portable operation, but this is the first time we've had direct sunshine, and as a result the display is washing out. It's not terrific in bright sunlight. There are 2 VFOs in the HD1. You have the option to display both VFOs at the same time. Either the operating frequency, channel name, or channel number can be displayed. Note that the Ailunce HD1 has what Retevis calls a dual standby mode. In this mode, the 2 frequencies shown on the screen are both monitored. If there is traffic on both frequencies at the same time, the frequency that was active first is the one that will be heard. Once the traffic has ceased on the first frequency, audio from the second frequency will be heard. If you don't need to monitor 2 channels, you can choose to view the operating frequency and the current time. I am a big fan of the clock display. For me, this negates the need for a desk clock when operating HF Portable in contests. I haven't addressed the keypad yet. The pad feels well built. There is a good positive action to the keys. Some of the keys have a secondary function when that key is held down for a second, but there is no label over the top of the key to indicate these functions. I'd like to see those labels added to the HD1. A final note on the keypad. When the display backlight is on, the keypad is lit. To summarize, I really like the Ailunce HD1. It's sturdy, provides strong performance, and has a wide range of features, along with outstanding battery life. I'd like to thank Cherry from Retevis for sending me the HD1 to review. For more information on the Ailunce HD1, please visit the Retevis website. I've shown the link in the description below. Also, there is an active Retevis Ailunce HD1 Facebook page. It's a great resource as many HD1 owners help out newcomers with their questions. Check it out. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave a comment below. I read them all and respond to as many as I can. Until next time, 73 from Tracy, VE3 TWM, and remember, get out of the shack, get outdoors, and get on the air.